ओम ममोपात्त समस्त दुरित क्षय द्वारा श्री परमेश्वर प्रीत्यर्थम अद्य शुभ दिने शोभने मुहूर्ते श्री स्वामी दयानंद सरस्वती संयतीन्द्राणां नवतितम जन्मदिवसावसरे श्री दयानंदेश्वर स्वामी प्रसाद सिद्ध्यर्थम तत्सिद्धिद्वारा आर्ष विद्यावर्गस्थानां सर्वेषां भक्तजनानां च क्षेम स्थैर्य वीर्य विजय आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्याद्यभिवृद्ध्यर्थं विशेषतः कोरोना नाम अणुक्रिमेः सर्वतः अभाव आप्तिसिद्ध्यर्थं च तत्कृत उत्पादनिवृत्त्यर्थं च ब्रह्मविद्याचार्याणाम् आचार्याणीनां च अखिल भारतीय सेवा अभियानस्य सेवकानां च स्वे स्वे कर्मणि निर्विघ्नेन निरंतर प्रवृत्त्यर्थं च मध्ये संभावित विघ्नकर्तॄणां समूलतः निवारणार्थं च श्री दयानंदेश्वर स्वाम्यष्टोत्तर शतनामार्चन पूजां करिष्यावः। अपोपस्पृश्य ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम श्री अज्ञाननाशकाय नमः। ओम श्री अदम्भिने नमः। ओम श्री अद्वैतप्रकाशकाय नमः। ओम श्री अनपेक्षाय नमः। ओम श्री अनसूयवे नमः। ओम श्री अनुपमाय नमः। ओम श्री अभयप्रदात्रे नमः। ओम श्री अमानिने नमः। ओम श्री अहिंसामूर्तये नमः। ओम श्री अहेतुकदया सिंधवे नमः। ओम श्री अहंकारनाशकाय नमः। ओम श्री अहंकारवर्जिताय नमः। ओम श्री आचार्येन्द्राय नमः। ओम श्री आत्मसंतुष्टाय नमः। ओम श्री भक्ताय नमः। ओम श्री भवरोगहराय नमः। ओम श्री मुक्तिप्रदात्रे नमः। ओम श्री मंगलकर्त्रे नमः। ओम श्री मधुरभाषिणे नमः। ओम श्री महात्मने नमः। ओम श्री महावाक्योपदेशकर्त्रे नमः। ओम श्री मितभाषिणे नमः। ओम श्री मुक्ताय नमः। ओम श्री मौनिने नमः। ओम श्री यतचित्ताय नमः। ओम श्री यतये नमः। ओम श्री यदृच्छालाभ संतुष्टाय नमः। ओम श्री युक्ताय नमः। ओम श्री रागद्वेष विवर्जिताय नमः। ओम श्री विदिताखिलशास्त्राय नमः। ॐ श्री विद्याविनयसम्पन्नाय नमः। ॐ श्री विमत्सराय नमः। ॐ श्री विवेकिने नमः। ॐ श्री विशालहृदयाय नमः। ॐ श्री व्यवसायिने नमः। ॐ श्री शरणागतवत्सलाय नमः। ॐ श्री शान्ताय नमः। ॐ श्री शुद्धमानसाय नमः। ॐ श्री शिष्यप्रियाय नमः। ॐ श्री समाहितचित्ताय नमः। ॐ श्री सर्वभूतहिताय नमः। ॐ श्री सिद्धाय नमः। ॐ श्री सुलभाय नमः। ॐ श्री सुशीलाय नमः। ॐ श्री सुहृदे नमः। ॐ श्री सूक्ष्मबुद्धये नमः। ॐ श्री संकल्पवर्जिताय नमः। ॐ श्री संप्रदायविदे नमः। ॐ श्री स्वतन्त्राय नमः। ॐ श्री दयानन्देश्वर स्वामिने नमः। ॐ नानाविधपरिमलपत्र पुष्पाणि समर्पयामि। तन्धूर्वतं योऽस्मान् तु धूर्वति तन्धूर्वयं वयं धूर्वामः। ॐ श्री दयानन्देश्वर स्वामिने नमः। धूपमाघ्रापयामि। धूपानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो न प्रचोदयात्। देवस्य विदुप्रसुवः सत्यं दुर्दिने प्रसृज्यामि मृदोपस्तरणमसि। ॐ प्राणाय स्वाहा। ॐ अपानाय स्वाहा। ॐ व्यानाय स्वाहा। ॐ उदानाय स्वाहा। ॐ समानाय स्वाहा। ॐ ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा। ॐ श्री दयानन्देश्वर स्वामिने नमः। नानाविधफलानि मधुरोपहारं नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि। निवेदानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। ॐ राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे। समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यं कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु। कुबेराय वै श्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः। ॐ श्री दयानन्देश्वर स्वामिने नमः। पूर्णनीराजनं सन्दर्शयामि। नीराजानन्तरम् आचमनीयं समर्पयामि। धारयामि।
दैत्येषु दुष्टं यतीनां वरिष्ठं गुरूणां गरिष्ठं दयानन्दरूपं वराचार्यमीडे सुशास्त्रे चरन्तं सदा सञ्चरन्तं जनान् बोधयन्तं भवादोद्धरन्तं मठास्थापयन्तं गुरून् पूजयन्तं दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे कलानां प्रचारं दधानं विनम्रं स्वयं ग्रन्थकारं सदा मानिकारं नवत्तापहारं स्वयं निर्विकारं दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे सदा शान्तिमूर्तिं सदा क्षान्तिमूर्तिं सदा दान्तिमूर्तिं सदा सत्यमूर्तिं प्रमाणप्रवृत्तिं दिशन्तं सुकीर्तिं दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे इदं पञ्चकं यः पठेच्छुद्धचित्तः सदा मोक्षमार्गे नितान्तं प्रवृत्तः प्रसादात् सशास्त्रोऽध्यभिज्ञानयुक्तः सदैवं मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः सदैवं मृतो वा भवेत् नित्यमुक्तः दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे दयानन्दरूपं वदाचार्यमीडे
ॐ स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महिं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ जय
महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि महादेवमुदं शिरसा नमामि महागणपतिं मनसा स्मरामि। ॐ
सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। The meaning of the word I is always understood in terms of roles. If I ask, who are you? You can say, in terms of your parentage, I am son, daughter of so and so. In terms of your qualification, in terms of any other accomplishment you have, profession, skill, I'm an artist, I'm an attorney, I'm a doctor of medicine, I am in the theatre, I'm an actor. You can say only in terms of roles. And no role will be without problems. You think of a movie. No problems at all. The hero doesn't have a problem. And the heroine also doesn't have any problem. Both grow up in different places without a headache. And then they don't think of marriage and all that until they finish their PhD. And they finish their PhD and become married. Both these unknown people. She also didn't have a headache, and he also didn't have a headache. And both became PhDs and both decided to marry and then marry. There was no villain. There is no impediment. Then afterwards he became a professor. A professor in physics, the other person is a professor in humanities. Both have made mark in the academic world. Brilliant. And I have a son, and he was also brilliant. Without a headache, he grew up and married a woman who grew up without any headache. And both are PhDs. And they have a child. And now the original PhD mathematician, physicist, and he has become a grandfather now and keeps the grandchild in his hands and says, wonderful, this is my grandson. He looks like me. Or movie is over. Then movie is over, the line roars. You know, metro line. Over, काम हो गया. Who will go and see this? Nobody. Especially in India, nobody will go. There must be a villain and there must be a simpleton. He also wants to marry her. And this villain wants to marry, and he's a rich man's son, and he wants to marry. He pokes a lot of, he creates difficulties for him, a lot of impediments, and afterwards, and he fights it out. This fellow is a Harvardian, but I don't know how did he learn karate. And so he does karate and all that, and then he defeats these fellows' plans and designs. And in between there must be a tree, and they should go around the tree. And with a song. When they start, there are only 2 people. After 2 minutes, then there are 27 people. And then 27 people, another just 1 minute, the clothes are entirely different. And costumes are different. And they have to dance, there is some kind of a music. ये सब होना चाहिए. इंडिया में होने से तो जाएगा लोग. Otherwise nobody will go to this movie. He has to bribe his wife to come and see his production. You know? He has to tell her, I'll take you to Hawaii. Please see my movie. Why? There is no mal masala. There must be all this. Masala hona chahiye. No role in real life also is without problems. A role is fraught with problems. You can't escape from it. If role is full of problems, and then you are not aware while playing the role, you are not aware of the fact that I am not the role. Role is me. This is a space you get due to self-awareness, self-identity. You don't require to know more. My self-identity, first and last, is myself. Just a conscious being. In terms of education, you can say, I'm an engineer, I'm a doctor, I'm a lawyer. In terms of your body, you can say that I am the color or height and all that weight. You can talk about all that in terms of. All relative. Basically, I am free from all these roles. Therefore, there is no hangover. If the role and the person both become one, roll into one, unavoidable is hangovers. Creating a personality out of a person. So this distance is called self-awareness. This is enough to be objective. There is so much to know about that self, which remains unaffected, untouched, unstained by any role you play. One more role is not going to make any difference. Marriage like marriage. So that doesn't make any difference to you as long as you are free from the role. Then you can assume the role and play the role very well. And therefore, so the script becomes evident. In every role is dynamic. And the other person also has the same script, a similar script. Because husband cannot play the role of a woman. of wife. You can't have 50-50. Everything 50-50. This is America. You do cooking and 1 week you cook and then husband does 1 week dishes. Does do dishes, okay? Doing dishes, they will say, doing dishes. She cooks 1 week, he does dishes. And then he cooks 1 week, she does dishes. Okay? Different. Then only it will work. In America, marriage will work. They have to share the work. Then she is mothering one child. She gave birth to one child. Now he has to give birth to another child. 50-50. All this 50-50. This 50-50 doesn't work. They are equal also doesn't work. They are not the same. And therefore, they are designed to be different. We should respect the design. But in fact, one step further, a woman, because she bears the child, and for bearing the child, she has to undergo month after month difficulties, hormonal disturbance. That's why mother is an associate of Bhagavan. She is the author of the child. Suppose the child comes to know an adult now, the child becomes an adult, and this fellow wants to know, Mom, you are the author of this child. Anybody who is the author of anything is supposed to know what he has done. Even khichdi making, the person should know what does it take to make khichdi. It's the simplest thing. Even sadhus do that. But without knowledge you can't do. Minimum knowledge you must have. But here the fellow asked this question. So do you know how to make a heart? Do you know how to make lungs? Do you know how to make liver or kidney? Do you know how to make eyes and ears? Do you know how to make a sense of smell, taste and touch? Do you know how to make brain? Right side, left side? Mother said, I wish I knew how to make brain. I would have made such a brain that you won't ask these questions. But then there must be knowledge somewhere. Where is that knowledge? Father doesn't have. Grandfather doesn't have. Great-grandfather and great-grandfather, great-grandmother. Nobody knows. If monkey is our ancestor, important, significant ancestor, because we have evolved from them, they don't know either. Monkeys don't know. So knowledge must be there. This is where we have to know. There is an area to grow. It is foolish not to know this. You have to be objective. You have to be objective means then only you can be pragmatic. People say I am very practical. I am pragmatic. Therefore, I don't believe in God. Hey, who are you to believe in God? We don't want you to believe in God. All that is here is God. Where is the question of belief? There is only a challenge for you. All that is here is God. Why? Because so this knowledge lies with whom? With no person in the creation. That creation itself is knowledge. If you want to know anything about liver or kidneys, better look into those things that you want to know. What is liver? What does it do? Why are these cells are so different? What makes a liver? Well, you have to study that itself. Knowledge is in the very creation itself, correct? If you want to know anything about brain, study the brain. If you want to know anything about eyes, study the eyes. It is knowledge. And knowledge is Ishwara. There is nothing more than knowledge. This is India. This is our vision, Gita, etc. What choice do you have? And how can you be practical, objective without knowing the reality, what it is? Minimum knowledge. Otherwise you will be subjective. What is missed. And therefore you will make out something out of it, which is not reality. And therefore objectivity is impossible. A mother is an associate of Ishwara. Knowledge is with Ishwara. The possibility is with Ishwara, to be a mother, to be a father. And that itself is Ishwara. Understand? Therefore, mother, father, they are all associates of Ishwara. Because the baby does not fall from the heaven. So, they are, the people are participants in this creation. Mother is an associate of Ishwara, think it over. And therefore, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava. First comes mother, because she is an associate. He is also an associate, but she is an associate much more intimately, closely working with Ishwara, without any knowledge. And therefore, Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, then Acharya Devo Bhava, the one who makes you understand this, Acharya Devo Bhava. These three things are very important. If you are objective, you will recognize all this. Without recognizing, one cannot be objective. And therefore, you play roles. It is given. And the conscious being is related to the total. As a son, daughter, you are related to the parents. The parents who obtain within the scheme of things. And the scheme of things is the Jagat, the world. Correct? And in the Jagat, the entire universe, there are galaxies. Our own galaxy is Milky Way. In that galaxy we have systems of sun, systems of planets around a given sun. Our sun has a system of planets, and there is the earth, there is life. This is the reality. This is the scheme. In that scheme, on the planet Earth there is life form. And therefore there are beings. And at this place, at this time, we are here because there are parents. Through the parents alone a child is born. And therefore that's a reality. In that case, I am related to the total also. Related to the parents within the scheme, I am son or daughter. Related to the total, which includes parents and everybody. There is a relationship. One is the whole, the total, whom we call Ishwara. That's a better word than God. Word is not a problem. You can call God, you can call Ishwara, you can call Bhagavan. But you should mean it. God means we think there is somewhere he is sitting there above with the email identity, God at heavens.com or whatever, .org. God at heavens.org. Another person, another guy, sitting there. This is subjectivity. There is no sanity there. All that is here is Ishwara. Therefore, you are related. Whether you disown it, like a branch of a tree saying, I don't belong to this tree. It is the same thing. Denying everything. Subjectivity. Therefore, to be objective is to recognize one thing alone you have to recognize. Basically, I'm a conscious being related to the total. Because I'm an individual. No individual being can exist without relating to the total. In a forest, if there is a tree, it is related to the forest. Within the forest, there are individual trees. To all of them, I am related as one among the tree society. But there are some trees to which I am related intimately because I am the daughter tree. This is mother tree. This is my brother's tree, and thus there are some trees, female trees also are there. Sister tree. That is within the total. And the total. That is the reality about you. To be objective, to recognize that you are a devotee. If I can call this relationship as individual total relationship, as Jiva and Ishwara, that relationship is not variable, is not displaceable. Understand that? This is not displaceable. When I am son, with reference to parents, I am brother with reference to siblings. Displaceable. One is displaced by the other. Understand? That is displaced. Again, with reference to one's spouse, one becomes husband or wife. One's parent, one's children, one becomes a parent. These are all, the role is displaced by another role. Displaced by another role. Displaced by another role. Played by one fellow, the individual conscious being, never displays. And that conscious being is a devotee. Being related to Ishwara. You understand it? That devotee is not displaceable. Is invariable. That is the space you get. While playing roles, you get space. Solid space. Practice. That has to be practiced. This is after all a role. Pinch yourself. Don't let hangover to be there. Unpleasant situations will be there, but no hangover. Pinch yourself. This is but role. That is practice. Practical life. Living your life, this is but role. I go by the script. Sometimes I forget myself. I become the role. Role becomes me. Therefore, both role and person roll into one entity, missing the space. That is where we transgress the script. We don't follow the script. Sometimes dharma also we transgress. If the role is role and I am the person, I can go by script, I don't lose anything. No pressure. That's personal re-engineering. I am the role. Role is I am. Not even I am the role. Role is I am. Role is I. But whereas I am not the role. While playing the role. Even seer, hearer, thinker, it can be extended further. Your own activities, personal, you are a seer. Are you a seer? Oh no, I am hearer also. Are you hearer always? No. I am with reference to sight, seer, with reference to smelling, the experiencer of smell, experiencer of taste, experiencer of touch, experiencer of hearing. Who are you then? Just a conscious being, the experiencer. Practice. This is practice of objectivity. We all have this tendency to procrastinate. Many a good relationship is gone because of procrastination. Friendship is gone. Not because you don't care for the person. You don't love the person. You may be loving and caring, but procrastination. I have to call the person, I have to write the person, I have to write a note, I have to send this. So different things. Procrastinate. I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. No reason why do tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. Then you write a letter. I hope you received my previous letter. Bluff, So they do that. And so, this is procrastination. This procrastination, the more one does, the more guilty one feels. What kind of self-esteem one will have. If one cannot fulfill one's own promise to oneself. You promise yourself that I will do this, I will do that. And you can't live up to that promise, means what kind of esteem you have got. Whole world will praise you that you are wonderful from some standpoint. But one has to accept oneself. And that a guilty person, that I am not able to live up to my own decisions, not others' decisions. My own decision that I will do this, I cannot live up to that, and that is guilty. That is the most difficult guilt to deal with. And therefore, one has got an area to grow. How to grow? Nothing. Work, let us say, is an officer. You need not be an officer, you need not be just as simple mother, as wife, as husband. You have to do what is to be done. It is very important that family also is taken care of. Because the whole money, everything is for the family. And that family and the neglect of one's own family, what for is that money? And therefore, so one has to learn not to procrastinate and carry. We will talk about that later. Procrastinate. An officer goes to work and there are files. One file he picks up. He is paid for this. This officer is paid, and then he picks up the file. It is a little difficult to deal with because you need to consult some other files. That's all. You have to consult other files. You don't want to get up and see all these files. I will do it later. Left side to right side, the file comes. Then next one. Oh, this is complicated. I have to ask the boss, and we will take later. Okay. Third one, the unpleasant. You have to take a decision against an employee. It's an unpleasant decision, and therefore, so this you can't handle that, and so postpone that. You have to handle it anyway. That is your job. Put it there. We'll see later. Then a small inquiry or something which you dictate, and that is the letter. Because you have to prove yourself that you have come to office. And therefore there is something to be done. Simple things, one or two things you will do. And then all difficult things you put them there. One day you sit and dispose of all the files. Some of them are too late to dispose of. Therefore you dispose of very quickly. There is another way, there are many ways of disposing of files. And therefore you just dispose of, and the boss asks, did I give you the file? No, which file? Over. Not only not doing the job, bluffing also. This is what happens. Procrastination. Gets fired also. Procrastination. Brilliant person can be, but procrastination will make him a loser. Relationship get lost. Suppose the spouse wants to talk to you and you have no time to talk to. And we will talk tomorrow. Tomorrow you will come with an excuse with headache and all that. Whether it is there or not. Head is there. Ache is not there. But to talk and all that is a headache. And you don't want to talk. Then you come with an excuse. Until tsunami takes place. Until some volcanic eruption takes place. Till then. And good relationship with love is lost. Good relationships are lost. Marriages break down. All because of this procrastination. Habit. You have to break the habit. That's the area of growth. In different degrees, except Bhagavan, everybody procrastinates. He is the only one who doesn't procrastinate. If the result comes later, that is because that's how the law is. You can postpone. See the difference between postponement and procrastination. You can postpone. You deliberately postpone. For want of a proper mood, you can postpone. For want of better data, you can postpone. That is postponement, which is deliberate. In fact, it is not prudent to decide without proper data. And therefore, postponement is inevitable. But procrastination has no reason except one reason: it's my habit. That is what we have to grow in that area. So what do? There's only one way. You have to do it in order to avoid procrastination. And there is no other way. Danena adanam tara. In the Veda, Sama Veda, there is a statement: if you cannot give, you are not a giver. Unless you begin giving, you have not grown up. So from being a consumer, you have to be a contributor. So to be a contributor is to be in the driver's seat. Because you are contributing. And that to be a contributor is to be a giver. Giver in terms of sharing, caring, and sharing your knowledge, sharing your skills, sharing your wealth. So all this you do, then you are a giver, contributor. That is growth. And then the Veda tells, in order to be a giver, you should do one thing. How. This is Samaveda. Setum stara, dusta ran, dustaran setun tara. Setuna tara is very difficult to cross. And you have to use this bridge to cross. What is it difficult to cross? Adhanam. Incapacity to give. Very difficult to cross. So, what should we do for that? Do you know what? Danena danam. Danena danam. How. Danena adanam tara. Incapacity to give is adanam. Danena adanam tara. By giving, you have to cross not giving. By swimming, you learn swimming. By driving, you learn driving. By cooking, you learn cooking. Is there any other way? No other way. You have to do danena danam tara. By giving alone, you have to. And therefore, you have to fake it and make it. Procrastination is a very big defect. Everybody has this deficiency. Cross it by doing it. How? The most difficult first. The most difficult first. As soon as you go to work, please find out today what are the difficult files. First you take that. Then prioritize the work. Difficult you do first. You try. It's very painful. You try. It's very painful. Do it. You change yourself completely. No more guilt. No more low self-esteem. Do it first. Danena adanam tara. Shraddhaya shraddham tara. If you have no shraddha, do as though you have got shraddha. If you are not kind, act kindly as though you have it. This is not hypocrisy. You want to change. In America, that's a new mantra. All these self-help groups, they have got a mantra. The mantra is fake it and make it. You fake it and make it. In order to make, you fake it in the sense without the relevant feeling, emotion, attitude. You do as though you have it. You change. Once for good you change. There is no way of going back. This is told by the Veda. Modern psychology talks about it. That's an amazing knowledge, this is, an insight. Danena danam tara. Therefore, the most difficult first, the less difficult later. Unless you have a small job, but urgently to be done, immediately to be done, like sending a card, birthday card. It's a thing to be done and very simple. Except those things, this is the difficult first. When you get out of your way, the difficult jobs, what you will be left with is only simple jobs, easy jobs. This is not time management. This is self-management. In examination, you first answer the questions that you think that you know the answers. That is to get maximum marks with the knowledge you have got. You should make use of the time. Within the time that you are allotted, you have to answer the questions. So, maximum utilization. But here, the personal reorganization. I have to change. Life may. So, unless it is urgent, the difficult, the easy. Unless it is urgent, the easy, what is easy can be done later. What is difficult first? When I told this in a talk, one person said, Swamiji, that is a very good thing. It's good to have this insight. I want to do this, follow this from next week onwards. From next week. This is the fellow. Everything convert for he will convert everything into a problem. And therefore, this procrastination is a big, big problem. By faking, You have to make it. Difficulty is there. By doing, you have to learn doing in time. I will say this can include utilization of opportunity. Life is defined in different ways. At least I define in different ways. Life is a series of experiences. So life is decisions. You are your decision. You are your sankalpa. Therefore, when one is young, one is given a mantra, Gayatri mantra, and the prayer is, let me make my decisions. Let Bhagavan give me enough space so that I make right decisions. I need the grace to make right decisions. And that is true in life. Success is to be at the right place at the right time, correct? Somebody is always in the sports field and doesn't sit with books. And his friend always with books. Exam comes, result comes later. And the fellow, the bookworm, gets just pass mark, little more. And this fellow gets all marks. Because he knew a few things. Listening to that class, listening to his friends reading, because he always shouts, and reading. So they read, they read openly, and you can hear him. We all used to do that. I never read in my school days, so this openly. But my neighbor used to read openly. He will fail, I will pass. Do you know why I pass? I listen to that fellow. So he will be reading to me. So I will be listening. So whatever that has gone inside, enough for me to get marks. Think of it. This is some kind of a luck. Utilization of an opportunity. And so you find yourself getting questions in the area that you know. He gets more marks. The other fellow, these are the two areas he was not sure. This is what do you call this? To be at the right place at the right time. Everybody's success story in any area is to be at the right place at the right time. Not enough. And make use of that opportunity. You can't postpone. You have to make use of the opportunity. Somebody knocked at the door. Heard the knock. Yeah. Knocked at the door. Let me knock. Knocked at the door. From inside, who is that? Opportunity. Miss opportunity. And from inside, the person said, you are bluffing, you are not opportunity. You are not opportunity. Why? I have opportunity. No, you are a liar. Why? Because no opportunity will knock at the door like this. Twice. Never twice. Only once. Opportunity will come once and the knock will be out. That's all. Only one. So you knock twice, more than once, thrice. No opportunity does that. It comes but once. Use it. Even to dismiss something, you have to, when the time comes, you have to dismiss something, you have to dismiss. If you have to retreat, you have to retreat. Otherwise, whole thing you will lose. You should know when to retreat, you should know when to close the shop and open another. You should know when exactly to go ahead, when you have to retreat, when you have to reorganize your resources. Always when. Make use of opportunity. No procrastination. Nothing waits. And then I want to talk about the third thing, guilt and hurt. First, let us talk about the hurt. It's a very, very important topic. Certain words hurt you. Certain actions on the part of a significant person in your life hurts you. Certain attitudes and value structure of the person hurt you. Very deeply they hurt you. You can be very generous. The person is not educated, you can be big. The person doesn't have many skills, you can be big. Because when you are big, you can't get hurt. You will be sympathetic, you can be understanding, you can be compassionate. Because you are big. But when it comes to improper behavior, improper actions, certain actions in terms of relationship, etc., certain attitudes, certain carelessness, consistently saying to error is human. They say that the error is human. Hey, error is human. To commit the same error is what? Celestial or what? So error is human. This is the escaping route. Error is human, doesn't want to change. Error is human, after all is human. There's Wasim Akram, a cricketer, bowler. And then he does something wrong. And then he says, after all, error is human, he says. After all, we are human beings. Error he didn't say. After all, we are human beings. So, you can bluff, you can go wrong. After all, we are human beings. The typical thinking. And openly the fellow, another person, openly he just picks the ball, the stitches of the cricket ball open. The whole camera is taking him. and they're taking pictures. Everybody has seen. And I happened to be somewhere and I saw also. So this fellow is picking. There are two problems. One is the fellow doesn't think. And then number two is, and he's shameless. And the country accepts that also. Because I wanted to win somehow. This somehow win is so if you destroy the opposite side, then you need not win at all. You have vanquished the side. The country is committed to that. And the person is appointed captain. Fellow should be banned for a year at least. Some lesson will be there. Bringing bad name to the country. So this kind of behaviors, etc., can throw one, not only just can hurt a person, so can make the person climb the wall. It is too much. And to continue with that relationship is sickness. Against evidence, any continuity is sickness. Or change the person, if you can. Change person's attitude, etc. Therefore, what I say, for that you have to be big. If you grow big, you can accommodate all of them. Therefore, there is an area of growth. Otherwise, we will be letting all the people outside whom you don't agree, who you hurt you, allow them to travel with you all the time. You want to escape from this world that hurts you. You want to go to Rishikesh. But you can leave them here. The very fact you want to leave them shows that you cannot live with them. And therefore you go to Rishikesh, put a distance between you and these persons. And do you know what? When you go there, they travel with you without ticket. They don't buy tickets. They are staying with you because you are running away from them, and they travel with you. Kidhar bhi jao, they are there. You will say, my God, these people are not there. Then he dwells upon them. I have come away from them. That is dwelling upon them. One fellow was told, see, he was bald. And then he wanted to have some mantra, tantra to get some hair on his head. And then the one tantra fellow, mantra didn't have, he had got tantra. And tantra means trick. So he did. He told him, you do one thing. You chant this particular, you apply this particular oil. And then when you apply the oil, don't think of any egg and potato and pumpkin. These three things you should not think of. And he told him, don't think of egg and potato and pumpkin. And then he said, okay, well, I'm not going to think about egg and potato and pumpkin. He was a Maharaja. So I'm not going to do that. Okay. The fellow went away. So then after 15 days I will come. You will have 15 days, within 15 days hair will come. If it comes too much, don't do that. Because when you rub in your palm also there will be hair. And therefore don't do this. So fellow was impressed, if palm can develop hair, definitely my scalp will be full of hair. He had decided, So wonderful he was. He had to wait. In the morning he has to do. Whole day he had to wait. He can't sleep. This comes morning and the fellow takes the oil and then rubs. Happily he rubs. I should not think what? Potato, pumpkin, egg. Egg first, potato, pumpkin. Egg, potato, pumpkin. Because psychosomatic problem. And therefore, so egg, potato, pumpkin, don't think of. And he has already thought of egg, potato, pumpkin. Therefore, it doesn't work. And after 15 days, nothing happened. 1 or 2 were there that also came off with this time. And therefore, egg, potato, pumpkin are gone. He can, they are there, they don't do anything, therefore he doesn't do anymore. And this fellow is successful. This Vaidya. Egg, potato, pumpkin, don't think of. So you cannot blame the Vaidya that your medicine doesn't work. Because he can't avoid egg, potato, pumpkin. And every time the egg, potato, pumpkin became an obsession. Why? Because I should not think. That's a fixation. I should not think. And therefore you are thinking. What I should not think? Egg, potato, pumpkin. Gone. Gone the cure. You cannot get cure. It's not that the oil that he gave is not any oil. He's a clever fellow. He collected a lot of money from the Raja. So told these negative things. The human mind is like this. If I say don't do it, that alone comes. You have to say something positive. Suppose he wanted him to avoid egg, potato, pumpkin. Suppose he says, repeat the word Narayana 3 times. Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. He can do that, correct? He can do that. So that will take care of egg, potato, pumpkin and all Tirupadis. Tirupati, Tirupati people. So they all go and shave off their head completely. Tonsured heads. So they offer. So he need not think of any of them. He won't think. Why? Because he is thinking positively. Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. And therefore, this people, the more you want to avoid them, the more they are inside. In English also you say, you're getting under the skin. It's getting under the skin. Means enter into your head as a fixation. And the more you want to avoid, the more they are causing problems to you. How to deal with? In the Bhagavad Gita, you have a statement for it. The statement to deal with hurt. The statement to deal with hurt. What is that? Bhakyan sparshan bahih krutva. Talking about meditation, at the end of the 5th chapter, Lord Krishna tells, Bhakyan sparshan, external, what is external to you? Bhakyaha. And among the external, there are people who are intimately connected. like parents, siblings, spouse, children. These are all, so the inner circle, little extended radius, again another circle. Again you extend the radius, another circle. We have so many circles. That inner, outer thing. This, the people within these various circles, all of them are bhakyaha. The inner circle people are sparshaha. Bhakyascha, sparshascha. They are intimately connected. Sprishyante iti sparshaha. What you are intimately connected with, and they are sparshaha. Look at this. All the external people who are sparshaha, intimately connected to you, keep them external. Learn this particular thing from the Gita. Keep them all external. They are already external. Bhakyan sparshan bahikritva. Already they are external. Who am I to make them external? Sit externally. Who am I? The sun is external. Stars are external to my senses. The mountains are external. The trees are external. Birds are external. People are external. Everything, all your possessions, car, house, everything is external. Even your bank account is external. Everything is external. Then who am I to keep them external? They are already external. But Krishna says, keep them external. That means I do something to convert them, not only they are external, but internal also. Correct? How do you do that internal? By worrying about them. Concern about them. Caring means concern. Love means control. And therefore, this concern, control, keep them internal also. We need not have that. We have to unload. All of them, even highly intimately connected, very loving persons, and you love them also, you care for them, and they are external in their own spaces. Why should you allow them to get under your skin? And they become the sources of your frustration. Really, you cannot care for a person, love a person, without allowing the persons to be in their own spaces. This is where I want to make a meditation. That's the only way to accomplish this. Not easy. But in meditation it's easy. In the after lunch session, I will make you sit and do a few things. Sitting and doing. And I hope you won't sleep. So I will make you sit and do it.
Mahaganapatin manasa smarami Mahadeva mudam shirasa namami Mahaganapatin manasa smarami.